I'm gonna just drive slow, but you know, if something catch.
Obviously.
I know what I wanted to ask you, because you said you were born in New York, actually.
Yeah.
And that's why you speak such a good English.
Yeah, I guess.
Can you go deeper in this? Like,
I mean,
how long have you spent there? And
not very long. Like, okay, so my parents both moved to New York in the 90s, I think. Yeah. And actually, they met each other online, which is pretty funny.
and they were both Georgians.
Yeah, they're both Georgian, and then basically, so I was born in 2005, and we left New York when I was 2, so in 2007.
Wait, you 2005?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm 18. Yeah, I turned 18 this year.
Ah, good. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, mostly I learned English from cartoons, honestly, because I used to watch cartoons all day when I was a kid.
Okay.
And plus, like, my parents spoke English to me, and
Yeah, because you speak hella good. I was like, I mean, when I was in Georgia, like many people spoke really good English, like
Yeah.
Penrose and stuff.
yeah,
but
Penrose is pretty good. Yeah, I watched a lot of cartoons. Then, like, what sucks is my parents taught me Georgian and English at the same time. So, like, until I was 4, like, I really couldn't speak anything. So then when I turned 4, like, around that time, I knew both at some level. But then, like, I also went to an American school for, like, the last 5 years of school.
in Georgia.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There's a American Academy, it's called. So
I noticed there's like a bunch of American stuff in Georgia. Like it's either Russian or
it's
it's
either
like
Russian,
American.
Turkish, or American. Yeah.
Oh, Turkish as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you actually explain where we're at?
Okay, so we're at Catalyst, which is the music uni I go to, and we're at one of the studios. We're just gonna set up a mic and just like record some stuff for a little bit, like with the time we have.
You always did like the same style, or you started with something else actually?
No, I started like 3 years ago, and it was like really just like the Juice World type stuff, like very basic. I mean, back then it was sad stuff, but like with time, and then like I kind of honed my sound a little bit, and then I was like, why the fuck am I doing some sad shit? Like, I'm not even feeling sad. Like, might as well just make some energetic music. And then slowly I started getting into like underground trap music, at least, and then I was like, okay, I can try to do some stuff like this. Like, my initial rap artist name wasn't even xannylolipop. It used to be Deja, which is what everyone calls me, derives from my surname. That's pretty good, honestly.
You got the text already, or?
Nah, I think of it off the spot, honestly.
Okay. It's always like that. You freestyle more, or?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it freestyling, but I go from one line to another, you know? I know that I'm different, bitch. I know that myself. I know that I'm myself, and I keep messing up on that line. They think that this a hobby. They think I do this for fun. It's a hobby. They think I do this for fun. Rick Owens my pants and my shirt at Hardy. No. Rick Owens my pants, my shirt. Rick Owens my pants, my shirt is at Hardy. Snort way too much Molly, I don't even know. Oh shit, okay. Messing up on the first line every time, man. Yeah, snort way too much Molly, I don't even know I'm fit. Fuck, first line, shit. Nah, I don't like that line, fuck that. I'm gonna scrap that one. So. But I mean, there's a surge of Russians as soon as the war started, you know.
Yeah.
It was like 300,000 Russians in 1 year in Georgia.
Wow.
After the war started. As soon as it did, everyone just like flew here right away.
Busted in.
Yeah, and then like the good part was like we could tell Georgia wasn't supporting Russia, kinda, because like the planes that they didn't have direct flights to Russia, and then they just added it like 2 months
I know.
ago.
You know what's crazy? When I was leaving Georgia,
Yeah.
exactly 1 day after I left, they did it, and protests were held in Tbilisi airport.
Insane. Yeah, it was insane.
But yeah, you can notice that like people in Georgia, like they don't support it.
Oh no, we hate it. We hate it. I mean, honestly, because of our history with Russia, like it's never been good, and like really never. And then like they took like 20% of our country already, and they're like, there's a thing called creepy borders. Do you know what that is?
Yeah,
They're
told
like
me.
they're slowly like trying to push down. So
But
yeah,
you can actually say a bit more about it, like to.
yeah. So creeping borders is So okay, they occupied 2 parts of Georgia. And after they did that, they slowly start moving the border towards like the lower part of Georgia. So everything they occupied was on the upper side, and then it's like with the years coming, they just keep coming down and down, which means that they're occupying more and more, which really just
I
sucks.
believe just recently they killed a person even.
They did, yeah. They killed a fucking person just because he was going to church. It really fucking sucks. Like, you wake up and you see this shit, like, it's so depressing. It's also like one of the reasons I was happy to leave, because nothing good is happening. You know, like, I love my country in the sense that, like, I would be a completely different person if I lived in New York, let's say.
Yeah.
And
most definitely.
yeah, and I'm the person I am because of my country, but there's so many things going wrong that, like, sometimes you just don't want to be there, you know? I'm happy to be going back, like, once every few months, but, like, I don't ever see myself living there again. I think it's just gonna be Berlin, honestly. Like,
I noticed the same thing. Like, Georgia is crazy good to visit. And it's a great place, but
it's hard to live too.
it's so many problems. I feel like also the problem is that, like, you don't really have any good any control, but also any way out of the situation.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Like,
that's true, because, like, for one, I mean, the government itself, it's horrid if you ask me, but then you have to consider people in Georgia. There's a minority there that are cool, like, let's say like 5% of Georgia have like good people, maybe not 5, actually a bit more, but then there's this other part who are just like incredibly racist, homophobic, like when there would be pride, what's it called,
it's not just pride when you...
No, I mean, when they would come out on Pride, in June or July, I forgot, they used to, like, break down offices and, like, chase people with earrings. Like, I have earrings for, like, 6 years. So, when I went outside, like, that day, on Pride Day, my mom was like, take off your earrings. I'm like, why, what's up? And she was like, they're gonna fucking chase you. So it's like, it's the 90s mentality, the Soviet mentality people in Georgia grew up with. They kind of have a hard time getting out of it, you know, and some of them, like, there are even kids my age that live that type of mentality, which sucks. It should never be a thing.
I mean, if you are all the time in the same pot, then probably this mentality gets into
grows on you, because if your parents raise you and tell you that gay people are like horrible, or like, I don't know what they say, but I mean,
can you walk us through actually your songs? How do you do them usually?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, obviously the first step is finding the beat. So after I have the beat, I mean, usually I start vocals first. The only artist that I know that does ad-libs first is Yeet, but I mean, I just start with vocals, so I hear, like,
I see motherfuckers replicating, they tryna be me. There's so much sex, I'm in the G63 and I can see. She don't know where to fuck and the rolls on GLE. But she's a witness, I took her home, what's the telling?
So then, I mean, after I'm done with like a hook or anything, I go with ad-libs right away. And I mean, it might seem like something that's not important to a lot of artists, but with me, it's like probably the main key. Cause, like, okay, I'm just gonna play ad-libs only with the beat, and like, you see the difference. Like, it's so much at the end of the day. But it's so much. She acting like she got money, she be acting like me.
And you go also when we're talking about writing a text, you just go line by line.
Yeah, line by line, because I think it helps with overall creativity. There are artists that like to write, but it's never been me, honestly. I was writing when I first started making music, but then, like, when you go line by line, usually what enters your mind at that thought you just say. So sometimes it might be a lot more different to what you would write, because it's usually the same stuff whenever you write, but not necessarily when you think it off the top of your head.
Yeah.
So what was your reason actually to leave Georgia?
I mean,
Like main reason, I would say.
I mean, for one, I went to a school knowing that I'd be getting education abroad. Like I knew I was gonna go to university outside of Georgia, and for one, I wanted to leave. Like I love Tbilisi, but at the same time, you know, you gotta find some new culture in your life, and
I support
that
it.
that was one of the reasons. And then plus, you know, I wanted the one thing I'm genuinely good at in my life, which I mean, in my opinion, is music. So I think is the only thing I can really learn. So in Georgia, there's not really a university for music. There's a conservatory, which is purely based off like musical instruments and all those, which we have nothing to do with.
And classical instruments.
Classical, yeah, exactly, like a classical music university, which I have nothing to do with. So naturally, I started searching for good music universities, and for one, like I was planning on going to the US, but then I saw the prices. Then I also saw the current state of US. I didn't really feel like that would be correct. Like it'd be right for me to go. So then I was like, okay, let's start searching in Europe. And I kind of started researching like what are the best countries to study music in, and like the first result was Germany. And then like I've been in Berlin a few times before now. Like the first time I was here I was 13, and I fucking loved the city. So I was like, okay, maybe I search for Berlin. Like let's see if they have good universities. And evidently Catalyst is the best music I consider the best one in Berlin. So I mean, I got to work right away actually. Like I started working on everything from September of last year, and then I already sent out my papers by December, and then my portfolio as well. And then like I was accepted in January already. So I was I was all ready for this stuff. Like I knew I was moving soon. So.
And you moved in September this year.
Yeah, so we know.
Yeah, I mean, but I'd say ad-libs are like the most important part of a song, honestly. Like ad-libs and then vocals. Like you can have a song that has like really shitty vocals, as in like a shitty flow and stuff, but if the ad-libs are good, it might like really help it. I've had at least like 50 to 100 songs where like the flow and melody might suck completely, but then like when you get to the ad-libs and you do it correctly, it makes everything easier, honestly.
And do you imagine yourself staying here in Berlin after school, of course?
Yeah, I do, because like I mean, I already thought I would, like before I actually got here. I was like, I'm probably gonna stay in Berlin even after I'm done university.
So you're really about Berlin actually.
Yeah, because when the first time I was here when I was 13, I was completely blown away. I was like, this city is just fucking crazy. Like I definitely I really liked it. So I don't know, maybe like in a month. Oh, I'll actually tell you when I fully realized I wanted to live here. So we had like a 1 week break from uni at the end of last month, and at the end of October, and I went to Madrid to see my parents because they were there for a few days. And when I was there, I kind of like I missed Berlin so much because I saw the flaws in Madrid. Let's say like I didn't like the public transport, and like the streets were too tight, whatever. And then like when I got here, I was like, holy shit! Like I left the airport and I got out on Kreuzberg, and I just looked outside. And I was like, oh, like I was like, holy shit, I'm so happy. And I was like running home. I was that happy, honestly. So then I was like, okay, I actually do plan to stay here.
I mean, honestly, I totally understand you because I had the same thing. I just exactly want to picture it for people. Why Berlin? Why so many people move here? Because there's many flaws here also.
Yeah, you can do anything here. Because like I mean. For one, the club scene is crazy. If you know how to DJ, you can definitely send out to clubs, and they're very accepting. Like I have a friend who's on the same course as me, and she's like a really good DJ, and she sent out to a few clubs in Berlin. She sent a set out, and then she's been like playing at once every 2 weeks at clubs. Like she played at Ost like 2 or 3 weeks ago. She's playing this weekend actually. Like
yeah, that's amazing.
So like you can really pursue anything here.
It makes everything easier.
True, I feel like there's place for literally everyone.
Plus, everyone. It's an accepting city. It's a very free city.
You know, I also moved away from my hometown, and it's like when you move away, you finally like respect and like think more about what you had. Like,
Oh
like you
yeah,
really-
100%.
Yeah.
I was excited to move, and I mean, I don't regret that thought, but I mean, at the same time, I really miss a lot of things. But it's fine. I mean, you gotta change your life somehow sometimes. So
I mean, you need to also find out about other stuff. I think.
yeah, the more you explore it, I mean, with me at least, like the more you explore in life, the better. That's kind of also honestly the reason why, like I think I've tried like everything, like all types of alcohol, almost all types of drugs. Like it's just because like I want to explore in a lot of ways, and I think the more things you explore in life, the happier you're gonna die. Because, like, I don't necessarily believe in heaven and all these things. I just feel like if you're gonna die, you're gonna die. So.
And that's it, and you need to just use your time.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, okay, if you believe in evolution, we were monkeys at some point, right? So
Yeah.
we evolved all the way to humans. So we're still considered animals. So other animals don't go to heaven or hell. So what? How do we
Go there.
How are we different to the point where we get to go to heaven or hell? I just think we die and we die.
Ask you yet is like, what was your first inspiration actually?
Well, as an artist or
As an artist, or generally to what pushed you to make music and stuff?
I think what pushed me is I used to go to choir from age like 6 all the way to till 14. So at some point I got bored. I was like, okay, if I can sing all this stuff, I could probably make stuff on my own. So I might as well just try, and I think that's what drove me. And then like the first time it worked out, then I was like, okay, then again and again and again, and then it actually ended up being a good product. So yeah, I think my main drive was already knowing a lot of stuff and thinking that I could actually do it on my own.
And what was your inspiration then to you at the beginning when you started to do your own music?
Like an artist? Let's
Yeah,
say?
like an artist. I would
Yeah,
say.
at first it used to be Juice WRLD.
So already
I was really heavy
okay.
into him, but then with time, I kind of liked not having anyone to inspire me, just me just going with whatever I like. But now I definitely say Lancey's a big inspiration. So like, I mean, that makes a lot of sense with this show.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Good luck with the show, definitely.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for coming. Do you want to add something?
Just stream xannylolipop on Spotify and platforms. That's it. Nothing else to say.
Exactly. Okay, see ya. He's from Tbilisi. What can I say? Yeah, so that was a short day with xannylolipop. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are an artist or anybody creative, you do something interesting in Berlin, but not only, it's not necessary to be from here, hit me up if you want to do a short video, you want to show what we're doing, you want to talk about stuff, let's do it. See ya.
All the McDonald's here sucks though compared to Tbilisi.
Generally, like, I feel like most of the Eastern people say that more east you go, the McDonald's gets better actually.
Yeah.
Like, because the same Poland versus here it's like so expensive, and like
It is, yeah. It's like 10 euros for a Big Mac menu.
plus I feel like actually the offer is pretty small here. Like,
Yeah.
there's not so much. Like,
Maybe, yeah.
but it's one thing, just quality. Quality is
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah. They kind of treat McDonald's like a fucking Michelin star restaurant in Georgia. It's so annoying. Like, have you seen the one in Batumi?
No.
Oh, it's like it's actually top 5 prettiest McDonald's in the world.
Really, you need to show me in a second.
Yeah.
I went only to Tbilisi actually. No,
Yeah.
I want to say that it was crazy to me that you got Wendy's though.
Yeah, no one has Wendy's in
Yeah.
Europe. I think is it?
And all of a sudden I land in Georgia, and Georgia is like, yeah, we got Wendy's everywhere.
I really like Wendy's, so like
It's my favorite.
I'm pissed that no one has it. I mean, is there a country in Europe that has Wendy's other than?
Honest, maybe UK, but I went to London and I haven't seen it. You come to Georgia and literally the first thing I saw, the closest to my Airbnb, was Wendy's. I was living in between all these like post-Soviet buildings
Yeah.
and huge Wendy's.
Oh, that's Abu Dhabi?
Yeah.